Hello everybody, my name is Fireskull the Fair. I'm just going to go over some very basic things with you today. How to use your units effectively. We'll go over a little bit of cav and then hero combat. I'm joined today by my friend Kayla over there. She's going to help me do this demonstration. Say hello.
Hi.
Alright, so we're on the open world right now. We're just going to go ahead and hop right in. Oh right, can't pursue if you're in the group. Alrighty, so the units I'm going to be using today are some of the basics you're going to be starting with in the game. So Prefecture Guard is a great brawler that you definitely want to get, and you need them in order to unlock the Heroic era. I also got my Pike Militia, Rat and Round Shields, and the Cudeliers. So the Cudeliers is definitely what you want to practice on. They're a fun unit, and they're cheap if you want to try out using Cav. Really great to go for. So we're going to hop right in with Cavalry. So the first thing to keep in mind with Cav is you want to really treat it like an ocean. You want fluid movements. You want to keep them moving. If your cavalry is standing still, they're gonna die no matter what. Just slight turns here and there. You really want to micro these formations. I'm spamming the F3 formation in front of me to keep them grouped together and fast. But if you try turning them on a dime, here, let's let them get set up here. Taking a while. So if we move them straight and then try to turn them around, it's going to get you killed because the muskets will shoot you in the back, and they're normally not as versatile as this. This is actually a really good map, so it's a lot of open space that you can just run around in. Another thing to keep in mind though is really the terrain. So when you charge into cliffs over here, you're going to take some damage. Any obstacle, you'll see it come up in the ticks. There you go. You saw a few bleed ticks. He ran a little short there. Running over rocks, anything that can impede your cavalry is going to get you killed. Another thing is the terrain too. Movement is a huge aspect of cavalry. You want to keep them moving into the charge, right? You don't want to have them standing still and wait for them to get set up and then charge, because that's also going to get you killed. So you want to keep them moving in a fluid motion, and then do that into your charge, and you'll get enough movement speed to really break through those enemy units. Another thing to keep in mind is these Cudeliers, any cav really, you definitely want to charge from the back and get the critical damage. After your charge is done though, you can still walk around with them, keep them formed as a group, and just run over units. You don't have to have a charge up to be effective with them. You can run through.
Units, assemble.
The reason I'm losing so many Coots here is because these are actually Pike Militia. So Pikes do massive damage to cavalry. They have the swamp ability, which will slow them and do bonus damage. So here, Kayla, let's go ahead and swap troops. Where's our supply point? Here's mine. So you can just go ahead and pull out your serfs or whatever.
After me. Hurry up!
We will stand firm. Rattan is stronger than steel. We serve with honor.
Here, I'll do Prefecture Guard.
Your unit is retreating.
So when it comes to units in general, the rule of thumb is if they're lower tier, your green units or your gray units, they're really not going to do anything effective. They're just there to take some cannon fire, take up those shots, soak some damage, all that. And they're really there to support your hero. But anything you can do with any unit is wrap around for the critical. values. So I'm just going to walk around here
Protect your commander.
and get the critical damage, or try to. It's hard in a 1v1, but in matches you're going to come across gigantic brawls. Don't just send your units in head on, really wrap around the back or the side and get the bonus damage. Now,
Take cover.
those were just serfs, so the prefecture guard immediately deleted them. Pretty much. The way you want to use these oh, they're trying to kill Kayla. The way you want to use these units is you just charge in, wait for you to see those damage ticks. Once you get that blunt damage off their charge, go ahead and hit that cover commander, or hit the 2 button to get the prefecture drill off, and then hit the cover commander. They'll still get the prefecture drill buff while in cover commander mode, but while in cover commander, they'll really rush to defend your hero, focus the same targets, and it's just a better AI targeting system. So you always want to keep these units, or any unit, in cover commander when in a death brawl. Alright, let's focus on some hero combat. Here, I'll just send these guys all the way over here. Where'd you go, Kayla?
I'm here.
Here, can you hop off your horse? Alright, so another thing to keep in mind with most melee classes, I think everything except dual blades has a dismount. So this dismount will knock your opponent down. So don't be afraid to get on your horse every 15 seconds and get that stun, get that dismount bonus damage off. It also does massive damage and gives you a huge advantage on your opponent. When in hero combat, the same applies to heroes as it does for units, so your crit damage is going to be a heck of a lot more than just hitting them on the front. So again, I mean, you can really just chase down heroes in the middle of a brawl, in the middle of a fight, get that dismount in, knock them down, and follow it up with whatever you want that suits your hero class. It also will knock down units as well, so keep that in mind when in a giant brawl like that. If you and your team are going in and dismounting, oh, hold up.
Position.
It's going to give you a massive advantage over other players.
Hurry up.
Now when it comes to short sword, here, can you go ahead and grab another unit, Kayla? You got one left, right?
I do.
Awesome. The class I'm playing right now is basically a tank, so I don't do a whole lot of damage, but I also don't die, so you can really use it to soak up the damage. Your ultimate, the belly flop Thunderstruck, is a huge knockdown on enemy troops.
Units, assemble. Get into position.
So we got halberdiers out. Go ahead and brace them for me.
Arm up.
So whenever you're coming across braced pikes, you can actually hit them from the front if you have to break through a line. The way to do it is you pop your Ironsides, right? That gives a huge boost to your defenses. You go ahead and knock them up and follow it up with a charge. Half of them are disabled now. You're going to be able to walk through them really easily while they're trying to get back in formation there. So definitely pair your units with your hero class on whatever you're doing. So short sword, you can go in there, soak the damage, knock up all the units, and let your units come in and secure the kills. Also on supply points here, I'm going to go ahead and cap this.
Get into position.
Another thing to keep in mind in any battle is supply points obviously give you health, they can give your ranged units ammo, but something that's really overlooked in this game with a lot of players is you can access your inventory. So any weapons you have in your inventory, you can swap to, right? So I'll switch between the longsword, the maul, the musket in between matches, and you can also pick your artillery if you have it equipped. In pub matches, you'll have access to all your artillery. Since I'm on the open world, I didn't bring any with me, which is fine. Once you swap to a weapon, you need to keep in mind that everything is on a 20-second cooldown. So ranged units actually don't have a dismount that'll do anything. It'll just get you off your horse a lot quicker than pressing B. So just be aware of that 20-second cooldown. And I think that's about it. Is there anything you want to add, Kayla?
No, I think that covered everything.
Alright, awesome. We'll see you guys next time.